Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the kingdom, y'all. You already know it's the king speaking to you. You stepping straight into part 14 of Disco Elysium. We got some more people to talk to. We gotta murder this off. Let's keep it going. Alright, y'all, so last time when we ended, we wanted to talk to Joyce again. We've been having to spend a lot of time with Joyce. We want to talk to her again, and then we're going to talk once again to the Titus Hardy guy from the Hardy Boys, because we think we may know, potentially, that the 8th Hardy Boy is actually a Hardy girl. Okay, so let's see what we can finagle out of these people real quick.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these eyes located? We've discovered enough to conclude for now.
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
Oh, maybe that large apartment building thing that I can't get into is locked.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
What was that about a bloodbath? I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and strike, but I need your testimony.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Momentary lapse of faith? Do you need a security detail?
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They're meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Oh, okay. What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
My God.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
You've made a mess here. I have to say, this is not Disco. Maybe the investigations can team up, you know, share resource and intelligence. Boy, oh boy, this is that not good.
It's not good. No. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
She grabs hold of the mainsail.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching.
Oh no.
This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Yeah, it's definitely not Disco.
The débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute,
My
while
God.
over 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
That's nuts.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
I still don't even know where my gun's at, ladies, though.
As I said, a bloodbath.
I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing? I think the confrontation is inevitable.
Too many things have already gone wrong. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
Oh no.
All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
What can you tell me about Cornell?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients: Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Okay. Anything else you got on them?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is charged with coordinating law enforcement activities in complex multinational investigations. Their database is the single largest source of information in the world.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ACP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Could you contact the company? Tell them to call him off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
You said the deceased assaulted a woman?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal.
Oh,
I
Kuno.
cannot testify by it.
Lying low piece of shit. Who did the passing on then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
What did these teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Maybe they're telling the truth.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the Colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the Colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Because if I can find this woman, I can ask her, and we can find out some information.
You'll meet her soon enough, you feel.
Oh, okay. This Colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
His name was...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
There's a pang of regret to her voice.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age? What else?
Oops.
40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality, accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Where are the remaining mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Okay, so we got the 97% check because we seen sent by the Pines. Scab leader murder, bad reply. Clothes didn't fit right. The red check, we can't mess this up.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
The big boy.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
One must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates, the scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
He says catastrophe, catastrophe.
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel.
She nods towards the sloop's cabin. I have another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Alright, well, that's enough for now.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
That's it. Alright, so we got a lot going on there. That worked out well. We did level up, so... What? Do I want another? No. Maybe we should give one of these up. Alright, let's level up our volition. Alright, so... I forgot that our map shows us our white checks. Those on white are available to try now. Damaged ledger. Knick-knack stand. She has one? It's a mirror. Medium, medium, medium. Okay, well, whatever. Let's go talk to Titus and see if he spills some information. So we think we know there's a guy up in a tall building overlooking and watching everything that I'm doing. We gotta put a disguise on. He might know too much at this point. Not good. Alright, homie. Got some explaining to do.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Who are you walking up on? Titus does not look particularly happy to see you. Of course not. Yeah, we're not doing that. Guess what? I've connected to the local drug trade. I talked to Joyce, the merc he hanged. I was say I want to talk about the hanging. Yeah. Told you already. I spoke to Everett. He said you'd cooperate. So I've connected you to the local drug trade. I talked to Joyce, the merc you hanged. His friends are coming for you.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
Oh boy.
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
You're right. There's no local drug trade except you, pointed Titus. No, do the honor. You've earned it. Not the lieutenant.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
Oh, damn. Get him, Kim. Get him, Kim.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
This is disgusting. You're admitting you're profiting off of poisoning your own people? Good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least the way you have some control over it. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there.
Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing, right?
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
The woman sighs.
I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Shanky. Being all typical Shanky.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
Oh my god. Fat Angus.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Damn, I'm still at 3%. Talk to Joyce.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
There's snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beers down. Yes, they're forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming for you.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us, and Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. I will oil the machine.
He punches Blondie on the shoulder.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
Do you know what a single Ceres giant hornet can kill 40 bees a minute?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bees, they're the hornet.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
It's Grinnell's bad news. You know that, right?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or a Barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
The mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeeligers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Oh, they pierce ceramic armor.
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
See what? That they don't? For your sake, I hope you're right.
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor.
He takes a sip of beer to bide his time and tries to get the last word in.
You haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Joyce gets for going rogue. Nobody is controlling them.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
He jerks forward a bit. I mean, okay, they're gonna wipe you the fuck out, Titus. I mean, okay, you got this. You got the numbers. I mean, okay, I'll be on your side when they come. I mean, okay, you got one more gun on your side. Once I find mine, I lost it. I mean, okay, I guess I'll be gunning you down right alongside with them.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Well, my authority went up. Let's see what this says.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell on us?
Very mature guys, ever heard some word, right? Why don't you push me some more and find out on get? I would never tell on someone.
Yeah, I heard him. Now fuck do you think I'm doing here? You'd have your ass handed to you if it wasn't for the boss man's word. Let me state this very clearly, capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are my boys. Hardy boys.
My boys.
How may we assist you?
Ooh, there we go. We're at 42%. We're getting up there. Talk about the hanging again.
Again, just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Good one, Titus.
Alright, no more questions.
About fucking time.
Alright, so there's 42%. We're not going to do it yet. It's still low, so we're getting better. Slowly but surely getting better. How much money do I need to be able to spend the night? I only got $14. Alright, let's look at our journal here. Should we go talk to Kuno? Keep searching for the caller despite lacking any obvious leads. I don't know how to get down to that secret passage. I mean, we can talk to Kuno again. It's been a little while. Maybe earn a little bit more respect from the boy.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. The door does not budge.
Yeah, okay. Is there like a secret button somewhere that opens it? Who knows? It's all about money, you know. I hear that, boy. Let's go talk to Kuno. Take the chance.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Empathy. I want to discuss the body with you, Kuno.
The fuck about it?
Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Looks like you're a faggoty now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
You're testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost.
Jesus. I feel like there's really nothing new. It's all the same. Well, so that's nothing.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Okay, we're all disabled. Can I get back to this stuff? It's not. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna kind of wander around a little bit and see what I can find. So, let's wander.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Ooh, I need to exchange this novelty check for cash. Give her the check.
Wow. I didn't know you worked for the Union, sir.
She rolls up the giant novelty check. Looks like she's seen it before and slips it under the counter.
Anything else I can do for you?
Mind your business who I'm working with. I needed money to be able to sleep tonight. Thank you very much. Okay, well, good enough. I'm gonna talk to Kim.
Yes?
That's good. Let me try this Lori lady again. I'm really sad that I messed it up last time. Maybe she'll forgive me.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Ooh. Let's try this again.
And what is that?
A pale driver.
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the bail, and now he's talking to everyone about it. Fine then. Just try not.
It's
We already heard this.
but for the universe, oh, we're contemplating the living shit out of this.
I'm contemplating, Kim. I'm drawing existential conclusions from this.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do. Ma'am, my partner wanted to know if you were
He does that for
in
everything.
transport.
No offense. But your partner?
She lights a cigarette. White and silver cloud of smoke disappears into her mouth.
Seems like a bit of an idiot.
What did I say last time? Was it, I'm not an idiot, I'm a detective with RCM, don't say I'm an idiot? Oh yeah, and she got pissed off.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything. Even things I never knew.
Things you never knew?
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Rio. The smoke from the Fowling piece when Dolores Day was shot. The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent as Dolores Day.
Over radiation?
Heroic doses, Herifia. Heroic.
Isn't that dangerous?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catala Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this...
She gestures at the square, the broken horse monument, the clanging of machines in the distance.
What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
What does it look like? The Pale.
Like looking into the ocean at night. In the dark.
And?
You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
What does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, gray, and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets and electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself. For humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it.
How do you pass through it?
In the belly of an airship, behind the stair windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
Not on this lorry, then?
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
She points to the machines, clumped up like toys. One last thing. You said we can just become vapor?
Yes.
I'd rather have what I have than what... I would rather have what I have than what you have. I'd rather have what you have than what I have. I feel I already have what you have in some way.
They say there's a point. One that I have not crossed. in the Pell, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south?
She looks at the cigarettes almost out. She has swallowed it hungrily, then at you. The motorway south?
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Sheriff, not Pell drivers. Way beyond the established Pell that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins. Erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
In the center of this town, there's a ghostly motorway, she sang.
It takes all the people where they want to stay. What is at the end of the motorway south?
They say I've been away on a kind of holiday.
She replies silently.
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance, when I was a child. A child growing on the lake.
Ma'am?
Josiane.
A sigh escapes her lips, then silence as she stares within herself.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away. She is receding in the clutches of some indescribable scattered emotion. A child descending.
You've fried both your brains enough for today, Detective.
He inspects her. No response.
Let's get some air. This one's far gone.
He shakes his head silently as he turns to leave. Alright, well, I guess we're not doing anything more with her. We have learned a new thought, though. Motorway south. Nice. Alright, well. Let us do something else, I guess. Alright, here we go. Back to wandering. One of the old guys down here.
Vigilance officer?
Oh, here's Renee.
What can this old carabinier do for you?
Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He adds with a slight sigh.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on, why are you on leave?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
So who's working your shifts with you? If he's clutching his chest, I don't know, his heart doesn't sound too good, maybe.
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
Oh, how convenient.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His works.
Everett gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die, there is no middle ground. Renee's but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Renee should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, spend and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with hair collecting. It's my side thing, too.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now?
I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Ooh. Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Ah. God, thanks.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Thanks for your time.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to keep it sane around here. You must be mistaken. I'm a real radical. This is because I keep saying none of the above the political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. But something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
First, where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
But what about all the things that are wrong now? Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience actually like? This sounds mega boring. Count me out.
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What rationality?
Okay, well, wait, is the Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Sure.
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress. The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe. Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Let's do it.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Alright, then let's get there. Eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
Alright, so got another thought here. Kingdom of Conscience. Temporary research bonus. -2 half-light. Have all these things been minusing things? Like, such a small. This takes on my authority? Oh no. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I learning it? I thought it was a plus. Ah, shit. Oh no. Well, so, I want to talk to this guy real quick again, or lady who's reading the book. still searching for a book, her eyes wandering over the colorful grid of softcovers. Protect and serve, madam, I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
But you said you didn't know where he was.
And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was.
Well, I found him nevertheless. I'm that good.
Very well then. Where is he?
She's getting impatient, her hands not picking at the random book cover. There, point to the working class drunk down the sea. Right on the corner, he has pissed himself. Our hammer-toting comrade was at the bottom of those stairs.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
There's something else hiding in her voice, though. A trace of worry.
I found a working class drunk and I thought he might be yours.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what? You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
Ha! Blam! Knew it.
But you told me your husband's alright.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic.
So is he missing as well?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, or in Shamrock somewhere. Drinking with his friends.
She looks away.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She has completely forgotten about her book, staring blank into the distance ahead.
There. She's worried now.
Kim, is it just me or do we have a missing persons case here? Don't worry, I'm going to find him and bring him back home, promise. Well, if he's with his friends and he's not really missing, no need for the police to get involved.
I wouldn't be so sure.
He replies before turning to face the working class woman.
Man, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
Not at all. The RCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. Honestly, I just think missing persons cases are interesting.
They are not all they're cracked up to be, officer.
Why not?
Because people either show up on their own, or you never find them.
He says with a flash of teeth. But isn't that mysterious? Well, I still want one. I want a missing persons case.
I'd say there's nothing mysterious about incompleteness. It's in fact rather unpleasant.
You're wrong there. Incompleteness is the essence of mystery.
Well, I still want one.
All right then. He has questions now.
What kind of questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
She eyes you from head to toe. So let me guess, he's Disco. Like a late-stage alcoholic then? Right, we're dealing with a cop.
That's one way to put it, yes. No offense. I'd also add he's a little bit chubby.
I see, what else?
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds,
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, if that jacket is really that cool, then I can totally understand. You took it out of the bin, wow, that's filthy.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again.
Again?
I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
I think I got it, thanks.
So you are going to look for him?
She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask.
Yes, I'll bring him back home to you.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
He gives her a slip of paper.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing. Right. What about him?
She gives you a short nod before returning to...
Alright, cool. Thanks. Gotta find the husband now. So... The working class woman you met in front of the bookstore admitted that her husband is missing. Chances are the guy is drinking somewhere with his buddies. Find him and bring him home if possible. Well, I guess that's another thing we gotta do, but I think we're gonna wrap this video up right here. I have no idea what to kind of do next or who to talk to or where to go, so hopefully we can find out in part 15 the next time that we jump back in. Again, made some progress, some slow progress, but progress is progress. We are part of the kingdom of conscience. You know, we do things eventually, right? So I appreciate you for watching the video. If you made it the whole way through, make sure you give it that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And you already know we're going to keep it moving in part 15 of Disco Elysium. Until then, y'all. Peace.